Hi, this is Jason DeCanio once again welcoming you back to another edition of Jay's Retro Toys and Games for Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Episode 29 coming at you right now with two toys in our continuing look at Texas Instrument toys. Last time we were on the program with you, we looked at Speak and Spell. Tonight we're looking at the other two counterparts that were in the line of the Speak and Spell that came a little bit later on and dominated just as much as the Speak and Spell, giving us not only reading and words, but also math. So tonight we're looking at Speak and Read and its other math counterpart, Speak and Math. Both of those tonight on this edition of Jay's Retro Toys and Games. All right, we welcome you to the show and hope that you had a great weekend. We have a couple of things I want to kind of bring up before we begin our look at Speak and Read and Speak and Math for you tonight on the program here. There's a couple things I wanted to mention. First of all, I want to mention that our prayers and our support and our sympathies go out to all those who were affected by Hurricane Ian this past Wednesday and Thursday, because we were also hunkering down last week during that time. So even though we didn't lose our internet or our power or anything, we were very lucky. We took every precaution that we needed, and we hunkered down and was told to stay put until the appropriate time. Unfortunately, those people in the Fort Myers, Tampa Bay area and all the West Coast pretty much got hit. And we here at Jay's Retro Toys and Games extend our prayers and our sympathy and hope and pray that you will get back to having normal lives in the coming weeks. And by starting first with getting your power back on and getting a fresh supply of water and food and other necessities to help you get back to some normalcy. In the meantime, we'll keep making these shows for you, and that way you can listen and take your mind off of it and give the kids something to look back at as far as the retro part of it. And tonight, speaking of retro, we're looking at two toys that literally are in the lineup of the Texas Instruments Company. That would be Speak and Read and Speak and Math. Also, too, our YouTube channel is doing fantastic. You know, we started this YouTube channel back on January 30th of 2022 when we've had the first show. And here we are, almost 10 months in, 9 months actually, and I'm happy to say that, of course we're in our second season, I'm happy to say that with the 9 months that we've been here, we are close to 500 views, 467 to be exact, but our subscribers, well, they need a little work. So hopefully, as you're listening to this, of course, on Anchor and Spotify, you're also going over to the YouTube page and giving some thumbs up to the YouTube channel. We also drop a link in there so you can't miss it. So if you either have Anchor and Spotify or you have YouTube, one way or the other, we hope that you're following along with us here. And this, of course, if you're following along in our episode guide, this is episode number 29. So let's take a look at, first off, the Speak and Read. Now, the Speak and Read came in 1980, 2 years after Speak and Spell. See, Speak and Spell came in 1978, and then Speak and Read came around in 1980 and was part of a family of learning toys like Speak and Math and Speak and Spell. Now, Speak and Read helped children from ages 4 to 8 develop and improve their reading comprehension and vocabulary. Speak and Read came with a companion booklet for use with the skill activity modes included in the unit. The toy had a vocabulary of 250 words. The display was a vacuum fluorescent display, or the VFD, and Speak and Read units used a membrane keyboard for input. The Speak and Read used a single-chip voice synthesizer, the TI TMC0280, later called the TMS5100, that was also used in Speak and Spell. The TMS5100 used a 10th order linear predictive coding model and the electronic display, or the DSP logic. Now, LPC encoded speech data was stored on a pair of TMS 6100 128 KB, which is a very large capacity ROM in the early 1980s, Metal Gate serial PMOS ROMs, or the PMOS ROMs. Additional memory modules could be plugged into a slot in the battery compartment and selected via a button on the keyboard. A later model, the Super Speak and Read, had a much slimmer case and an LCD screen rather than a VFD screen. The unit could use either 4C batteries or a 6-volt DC power adapter with positive tip polarity. Support for emulating the Speak and Read was added to MESS in 2015. And Speak and Read had 6 built-in learning games: Word Zap, Word Maker, Read It, Picture Read, Letter Stumper, and Hear It. Picture Read required looking up pictures in the supplementary booklet that came with the unit. 8 expansion modules were known to have been made for the Speak and Read by 1986. And, of course, there's other great articles that go with it as well. And that's a small look, again, at Speak and Read. Now, let's look at Speak and Math. The Speak and Math was a popular electronic toy created by Texas Instruments in the same year as Speak and Read, 1980. Speak and Math was one of a 3-part talking educational toy series that also included Speak and Spell and Speak and Read. The Speak and Math was sold worldwide, and it was advertised as a tool for helping young children to become better at mathematics. The Speak and Math had a distinct gray and with blue and orange color scheme. The unit could utilize either 4C batteries or a 6-volt DC power adapter. The display was a 9-character, 14-segment vacuum fluorescent display, same as used on the other models. The TMS5110 chip for voice synthesizers. And the Speak and Math, like the earlier Speak and Spell, also had the ability to expand its memory using expansion modules that plugged into a slot inside the battery compartment. No expansion modules are known to have been produced for the Speak and Math, however. And like some models of the Speak and Spell, the Speak and Math had a mono headphone port. Speak and Math had 5 distinct learning games: Solve It, Word Problems, Greater Than, Less Than, Write It, and Number Stumper, all playable at 3 levels of difficulty. Solve It is the classic math problem-solving game where the participant must solve 5 math problems to the best of their ability. Number Stumper is a game of bulls and cows, where one is told the number of digits right and the number in wrong place. Write It involves the participant typing the number they hear. Greater Than, Less Than involves identifying whether the number on the left is greater than or less than the number on the right. And there you have it. Simple game, or simple toys for the simple minds that helped us learn and had fun at the same time. Thank you, Texas Instruments, for all that you put out back in the late 70s and early 80s. And today, you can find the chip collection at the Smithsonian for the Speak and Math, as well as Speak and Spell and Speak and Read. So there you have it. 2 great toys in a nutshell. Upcoming this Wednesday on episode 30, which will be our 30th episode. Can't wait to get that far. We're going to be learning about a game that is probably one of the hardest games I've ever seen, and it's been around a long time. In fact, it was first initially published in 1981 and had a fantastic run that goes all the way up to 2018. So it came out in 81 and had various spin-offs and versions and units, and it had a second edition known as the Classic that was published in 84. It was played on a board depicting a spring 1942 political map of Earth divided by territories. Players, they take the role of one or more of the 5 major belligerents of World War II. I think you kind of figure where I'm going. We covered Risk. We'll be looking this time at the Larry Harris production designer who designed the board, Axis and Allies. next time on Jay's Retro Toys and Games. I'm Jason Icanio, and thanking you very much for your continued support of the show. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, as well as definitely go over to Anchor and Spotify and listen. Do your part to make these episodes long-lasting and create them, and remember them as we continue our look into retro toys and games. More of the historical part of it as well. Okay? So, from all of us here at Jay's Retro Toys and Games, I'm Jason Icanio. Have yourself a great night, and remember, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David3000 Network for great more content like this one.